In the furthest reaches of our world, there exists a place where nature has withdrawn its warmth. A realm of absolute crushing cold, a silence that is heavier than the ice beneath. Here, the air itself is a weapon, a physical presence that defies the concept of life. Minus 89.2 degrees Celsius, 128.6 degrees below zero Fahrenheit, the coldest temperature ever recorded on Earth, a record etched in the absolute dark of a winter that never ends. In the heart of Antarctica, far from the ocean, lies one of the most isolated places on this planet. This is Vostok Station, a fragile outpost of human curiosity standing against a massive white void. It is over 1,000 kilometers from any coast, sitting atop 4 kilometers of solid ice. At nearly 3,500 meters above sea level, the air is thin, oxygen poor, and lethally dry. Elevation is the key. Vostok sits high above the moderating influence of the Southern Ocean. During the long polar night, the sun remains below the horizon for 4 months. There is no external source of energy to fight the encroaching cold. The world simply drains away. On July 21, 1983, a rare, perfect storm of meteorological conditions reached its peak. The polar vortex centered itself directly over Vostok, locking the station in a vault of isolation. A circular airflow regime acted as a barrier, preventing any maritime warmth from reaching the high plateau. The winds fell silent. This allowed a steep temperature inversion to form, trapping the coldest air at the surface. At 0245 UT, the descent reached its terrifying conclusion, minus 89.2, the lowest air temperature ever directly measured by humans, a physical reality in the dark. Vostok is a desert. At these temperatures, the air is devoid of moisture, making the cold even more brutal. Radiational cooling in its purest form. Without clouds, the surface loses its last heat to the universe. Moisture precipitates as diamond dust, tiny ice crystals that float like frozen ghosts in the thin air. The air temperature is measured 2 meters above the ice, but the skin of the plateau is colder still. Breathing this air directly is lethal. Without a mask to warm the intake, your lungs would hemorrhage and freeze. Exposed skin freezes in seconds. The cold doesn't just bite, it claims anything it touches. They live with the Vostok syndrome, a debilitating combination of high blood pressure and a primal fear of sleep. The low oxygen levels at 3,500 meters create a constant sensation of suffocation. Even the steel of the station suffers. At minus 89, metal becomes as brittle as glass. Machines fail, lubricants freeze into solid stone. Survival depends on constant mechanical vigilance. The silence is absolute, a world where nature has reached its physical limits. But beneath the feet of the scientists lies a greater mystery. A subglacial world trapped for millions of years. Lake Vostok is an alien environment, isolated since before the dawn of humanity. A place where life may defy the cold. Each ice core is a time capsule containing the atmosphere of Earth from hundreds of thousands of years ago. Modern satellites have detected skin temperatures as low as minus 93 degrees on nearby ridges. But Vostok's 1983 measurement remains the ground truth benchmark, a physical reality measured by hand. It is officially the pole of cold, a monument to the most extreme natural forces our planet can produce. Today, a new station stands here, a symbol of human resilience and our drive to understand the unknown. Despite the danger, the research continues. Scientists push the boundaries of endurance in the name of discovery, a testament to the frozen power of the Antarctic and the indomitable spirit of those who call it home. To understand 89.2, we must look closer at the physics of that day. The circular air barrier was key. It was a perfect alignment, a meteorological vault that trapped the air and allowed it to cool undisturbed. A steep temperature inversion formed. The air at the surface became far colder than the air just meters above it. The calm allowed the surface to lose every bit of its remaining thermal energy. Nothing moved to mix the air. In that silence, the cold reached its absolute ground truth, a temperature that seems to defy the laws of life. The 13 men who wintered over in 1983 were not just researchers. They were survivors in a world of ice. Inside, they fought the cold every hour. Every mechanical failure was a potential death sentence. Fatigue was constant. The Vostok syndrome drained their energy and played tricks on their minds. Their hearts labored in the thin air. Blood pressure rose, and the body struggled to maintain its core warmth. Sleep was a luxury they feared. The sensation of shortness of breath was a constant companion in the dark. Isolation has its own weight, months without sunlight and years without the warmth of the outside world. Lake Vostok is as large as Lake Ontario, a hidden giant buried under the weight of the plateau. If life exists there, it has evolved in total darkness and under extreme pressure for 15 million years. Vostok is a laboratory for the stars. What we find here could tell us if life exists on Europa or Enceladus. The challenge of reaching the lake without contaminating it is one of the greatest technical hurdles in science. Every centimeter of the 4-kilometer journey is a delicate dance between discovery and contamination. But Vostok may not be the final destination. Dome Argus, the highest point on the plateau, is even colder. Satellite thermal maps have identified ridges where the ice surface hits -96 degrees Celsius. Scientists estimate that under perfect conditions, Vostok could reach -96, a new record waiting in the dark. Construction of a new station complex is underway, a massive logistical undertaking in the most difficult place on Earth. Raised above the ice to prevent being buried by snow, this new outpost will support the next century of discovery. Even here, the effects of a warming world are being watched. The stability of the East Antarctic ice sheet is critical. Vostok provides the long-term data we need to understand the changing climate of our entire planet. By studying the air trapped in this ice, we can see exactly how our atmosphere has changed over 800,000 years. Vostok is our sentinel at the pole of cold, a guardian of the Earth's frozen history. Because here, we are at the edge of the known world, pushing the boundaries of what it means to be human. It is a testament to the indomitable will of the researchers who call this frozen void home. The record of 89.2 is more than a number. It is a legacy of the 1983 winter team. In this world of ice, the past is never far away. It is preserved in the very ground beneath them. As the long night finally begins to fade, a new season of discovery begins at the pole of cold. Vostok, a world colder than anything we were meant to survive. And yet, we are here, -89.2. The coldest place on Earth, a record etched in the absolute dark. To survive here, every breath must be deliberate. The cold is not an environment, it is a predator. Technical failures are constant. In the winter of 1983, a heating failure nearly cost the team their lives. They huddled together, using small kerosene heaters to stay above the freezing point inside their own home. For days, the temperature inside the station hovered just above zero, a battle for survival within a battle for science. The temperature inversion was like a lid. It trapped the cold and allowed it to pool on the plateau, sinking deeper and deeper. In the absolute calm, the air became a solid wall of cold. The laws of nature seemed to reach their breaking point. The 2-meter height rule is essential. It ensures that the measurement reflects the air temperature, not just the cold of the ice skin. The record was meticulously reviewed and verified. It stands as a ground truth that satellite data cannot yet replace. One day, on a higher ridge near Dome Argus, a new physical record may be set. But for now, Vostok is king. What lies in Lake Vostok? A question that drives the next generation of polar explorers. A hidden sea of secrets. Vostok is a living laboratory, a place where the history of our world is being unraveled, one ice core at a time. The legacy of the pole of cold is written in the logs of the brave, a story of science at the absolute edge. In the absolute dark, a light remains, the light of human knowledge burning bright at the coldest place on Earth, Vostok, -89.2, the absolute record of cold.
Unkid, 10 dakika, 40 saniye belgeselinin son sahnesi. Sonuçlar ve kapanış müziği. 10 dakika 40 saniyelik bu muazzam yolculuğun son karesi.